What's going on, Patreon people? My peeps, the folks that are supporting the podcast and moving it forward. First of all, thank you for continuing to be patrons of the page and donating to the cause. A couple of you should be, I think it's scheduled for Thursday or Friday. We'll be receiving your shipments of some swag, some pretty cool stuff from the podcast itself, just for being a patron. And depending on the level tier that you're in at, you should be receiving that soon. So don't forget to take some pictures, post about it, show it up. Pretty cool stuff that you guys are part of this community and what I'm doing here. But I wanted to share a note with you guys real quick because I think it's pretty cool and it's pretty awesome that with some of the funds that are sitting in the Patreon box, I actually went and invested in a couple things just to fill you in. I went and invested in a brand new microphone on top of the microphone that I have that I record the podcast right now. But the other microphone, along with a boomstick that comes around that you can hook to like a table that kind of sticks around, has got a little a styrofoam or a foam piece on the outside of it that stops you from, popping your peas and ticking your T's and all that good stuff. So got a new microphone, a new filter, a new boom stick, and then also a new audio mixer to be able to do interviews. That's the reason that I invested in it, because all of my podcasts have been pretty much me talking into a microphone to all of you and anybody else that was willing to listen. But I feel like the next level to take this is to share stories and have positive conversations with people that can help us and we can tap into to be able to find out best practices and find out goal plans and find out what makes them successful and in all the different avenues. And this isn't just going to be about weight loss or anything like that. This is going to be about life. It's going to be about things that people have overcome or people have put plans in place or gone against the grain of what was preached to them or a bill of goods that was sold to them when they were little all the way to where they're older and they're successful and they feel really good about where they're at and they can really share their story and open up the chapter of their life for us to be able to tap into, to read through the contents, to be able to learn from and gain insight from, and then also possibly build a relationship with. So this will be for interviews that I do that are side by side. And then I also took some of the funds and I've actually invested in a application that I'm going to be using and downloading to be able to record long distance. So if there's somebody that I might find really inspirational that I can reach out to have a conversation with and rap with and just have a good one-on-one conversation with, I can do that too. And then start to really learn to incorporate that into the podcast for your hearing pleasure. So I wanted to share that with you today because I felt like it was important to be open and honest with you guys because you're taking the time to invest in me and what I'm doing. And I want to make sure that I'm investing back in you and sharing what I'm doing with the different things that we're working together with. Okay. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. I appreciate everything you do for the podcast. I appreciate everything you do for the community. And then keep sharing the word about the podcast, guys. Keep sending people to the podcast. The more views and the more visuals that we can get from it, the bigger we can grow this podcast to making it something really special to be able to move forward and change lives as we're going around with it. Eventually my goals one day is going to be that not only doing a podcast, but also volunteering efforts and doing a lot of really, really great things with the podcast through the communities to be able to give back to others and be able to invest in other people and those kind of things. So, and as you all know, if you've been a listener of the podcast for a while, you know that that's really important stuff to me. Okay. So thank you so much. We'll talk soon. I'm going to put this on the Patreon page, and that's the only place you can get this exclusive content for being a patron of the page. And then if you know anybody else that listens to the podcast that wants to also join in to become a patron, even at lower levels or a one-time donation or whatever, or something like that, share that word too, because the bigger we can build this, the more we can do and the more impact that we can have. Somebody last night when I was watching some reality television said they want to see what size of a footprint that they can leave in the world by the time that they leave and they're gone. That's what I want to do with this, okay? Love you guys. We'll talk soon. And thanks so much for the support. We'll talk soon.